Welcome back to another episode of Losing It. And it is very nearly Christmas, isn't it now?
Yeah, I am completely losing it. Lost it at this point. I think I'm handling it fairly well. I've got one child breaking up from school this afternoon, and that made me think, oh, maybe it is happening quite soon. I should probably buy some people some presents, shouldn't I?
I know, well, because Christmas is on a Thursday. So,
Well, I
like,
just keep waiting for the magic elves to kick in. That's
yeah,
apparently how this works, right? I put up a post if any of you following me on social media this week, and it was brilliant graphic that somebody had made, and it said Santa is a woman. And it's just like I just, I was waiting for it to happen. I'm looking forward to it, and then suddenly you realize,
you
oh,
are the reason why it
oh,
happens.
that's how it happens. You know
Yeah.
that there's that other thing of, like, oh God, I wish somebody would go and deal with those screaming kids. And then, one part of your brain speaks to the other one, goes, oh, those kids,
Those
yeah,
are
they're
yours, yeah.
yours. Yes, I am the person I wish that I would. Yeah, I feel a bit like that about Christmas. But the eating is all right because I still got, loads of people on plan, people
Me
starting
too.
plan. It's blown me away this year. The oh well, it's already a done deal is such BS.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm so proud of people. It's incredible. I think there is a big part of us that's like, it's really understanding with the way that weight loss culture has changed. We've had the old be as thin as possible, like, yeah, shove
Really rams at us.
at us this year. And a lot of people are coming to me saying, I want to be healthy, I want to be active, I want to be present, I want to be, I want to do this on my own terms. And actually, the onslaught of kind of retro 90s diet culture messaging has really made a lot of people stand up for themselves.
Yeah.
I want to lose weight, I want to do it the way that I want to do it. Don't just tell me that there's now a magic answer because I want muscle, I want activity, I want to work out, I want to make the change. And actually, it's kind of pushed people into almost defending ourselves.
Yes. I've got so many people on plan that started recently in like the last few weeks saying, I want to do this for the longer term. I know what I'm doing now. I want to go all the way. I want to work out how to make this work the other end.
Yes.
And I want to find a way that suits me. And I want to work with you to figure that bit out.
And the other thing that I've noticed is that I want to say it out loud because
Yes.
a lot of that toxic messaging has centered around shame. You can take this, and I've got nothing against using GLP-1. I've got clients using it as well. The thing is, though, that a lot of the messaging has tipped into you can do it in secret and pretend that you're doing, like, why? What is that about? Stop it. Heidi and I have worked for years to make weight loss practical, pragmatic, straightforward. It absolutely doesn't need to be like that. And I think a lot of people that I'm attracting at the moment are taking that ownership back. I've worked hard to figure this out. I've shown up for myself on repeat.
Yeah.
I want to be able to be proud of myself, and I don't want all of this. I'm just watching what I eat, and as if it's all kind of happening. I think it's disempowering messaging, and that's
Yeah.
nothing to do with criticizing the methods that people are using, but it's the messaging around it. You deserve to be proud of yourself for showing up when, life gets in the way. It is challenging. You've got to be allowed to be proud of yourself. Next time somebody says to you, hey, you lost a bit of weight, you're looking really well, I just want you to be able to go, yeah, I
Yeah.
have.
I
I'm
know,
bloody
same.
hard at
I'm
that.
feeling
I've
great.
shown
I
up for
feel great.
myself and I feel fantastic. Well, it's no big deal, really. I just didn't, I was,
Yeah, I haven't really lost that much. It's fine actually. I've not, I've still got a long way to go. Stop it, because
it,
that shame is what got you stuck. It's what got you to put the weight on, and it's got what you to think you are the only one it's happening to. You're the only one that feels
that's
like
what I
this.
mean about the
You're a
shame.
special case. You could never
Exactly.
do it. The more we
It's
talk
really
about it,
it's
the
really
more we realise
divisive.
we're
It's
all in the
almost made
same
the
boat.
whole thing a taboo again. And
Yes.
I know it, but I think I'm being a particularly Spice Girl about the whole thing because that's the messaging I'm getting from my
Yeah.
inquiries. People are writing to me and they're getting in touch saying, I want to do this the way that you talk about it. And I'm like, okay, so actually showing up on YouTube every week, showing up the way that I do. And I think that a big part of that is because we've been doing it this year. You
Yeah,
and
we
I have
have.
been losing weight. We've been showing up for ourselves. We've been demonstrating that, it is doable on your own terms. And it's not about grinding you down to any kind of BMI. It's about sticking together. I think if anything, it's really proven that. And there is a whole gang of us who are on the same lines. We want to figure it out for good,
Yeah.
and talk about nutrition, talk about food, talk about how to, because we are fundamentally underneath it all a bit foodie. We like
We
it.
are.
Yeah.
You know, if you've ever watched any of our videos where we talk about the with food steps, they're much longer because we just love talking about food.
Yeah, but food, I mean, food and movement and moving your body in a way that exploring exercise and discovering your body and how to dress it and how to inhabit it and how to, all of these, how to measure success and progress and, really discover something about yourself. That is making the change that will make your net weight loss, because that's kind of formality. We're doing all of this stuff alongside. And I think that people have been, we all try different things. And it's about finding the one that suits you. And in a way, I think being told this last year that there is, that, you don't have to bother. You don't have to bother doing any of that anymore because you can just do this one thing has really disempowered us from all of that other stuff that, of course, weight loss is going to throw up. So, we're here pre-Christmas to not just say, come on, get on with it. We're here to say there is no judgment here.
No.
There is only the way that is going to work for you, and we want to make that as, I mean, I'm circling the drain and saying fun. We want to make
Yeah,
that as
you're allowed to
fun.
have fun. You're allowed
Yeah.
to enjoy the process. You're allowed to go, what would I want to do? Now I can. Now
Yes.
I'm feeling better. Now I'm feeling control. Maybe you've lost a little bit of weight. What are the things I feel like I can now opt into and figure that out and have fun along the way and try them on for size and not take it too seriously? Not be like, well, if I join the gym, I have to go 100% and become a gym bunny. No, you could just try it out and see if you like it.
Exactly. Exactly. So, it's a really personal process and it has to work for you. And I think a lot of people went away and they tried the miracle, you don't even have to think about it, total abstaining of any kind of responsibility. And none of us like being held accountable if being accountable is having pointed out all the things that we didn't do. But that's not,
Yes, that's
if that's
not what we're doing though,
if
is
that's
it?
the only side that you're getting,
Yeah.
then it's a bit rubbish. And I do feel like there's a little that anyway, there is that sea change where I think a lot of us and potentially those of us of a certain age as well. I'm very much 2026 for me is all about subscribing to the longevity trend.
Yes.
This is where I'm at. My why is changing. My how, my why. It's all evolving into I want to be strong. I want to be healthy. I want to be, and losing the weight contributes to that, certainly. But in 2026, we're going to be unpacking a lot of what is good quality food, what's the best petrol to put in, what is the best strength training, how do I support myself so that I, live a long and strong life and outlive all of the people that, I annoy. Because that's the ultimate goal, isn't it? Just
Yeah.
to really annoy them.
I feel like that might be what my dad is trying to do. Just live long enough to be a constant annoyance to me. Just to be petty about it. I feel like that's what he's
Absolutely.
doing.
I am having the last laugh
Yeah.
and yeah, weight loss is definitely part of that. But I think that the huge trend towards being thin has really undermined what we're actually here trying to achieve. And it's very lazy marketing. And I'm not going to unpack the patriarchy or the
No,
misogyny
let's not.
in
That's
any
a
of that.
different video. We'll be here for a
That's a different
long
podcast
time.
episode on a different soapbox. But as a woman, attracting a lot of female clients who are saying to me, I want all of that other stuff. And all right, it's not just about being thin. And I think the last year and the messaging changing and the culture changing about dieting has really made people almost push back. And
Yeah,
that is bloody
100%.
brilliant to see.
Yeah, I mean, I'm turning 48 in a few weeks in January. I'm nearly 50, and that's a lot to get a head round. Just saying, it is a whole thing. However much I don't, you just feel like yourself. I don't really think about my age,
Oh,
but it does make me think, okay, this phase of my life, I am post-menopause. I went through menopause reasonably early. What do I want to do for myself? As many of you know, I almost broke my ankle this year and did a lot of damage, and I'm still recovering from that. And it's made me think about hip replacement, knee replacements, they're all running my family. What do
right.
I
Yes,
want to do
that's
to
the kind
support
of
my
that's
body?
that's exactly what I'm getting from the people that are coming to me at the moment
Yeah, me
starting that.
too.
And you say, "Oh, do you want to start before Christmas? Are we laying a foundation for January?" I haven't got time for that. I want to do it now. And
Yeah,
motivation is evolving. And yes, I'm sure it is because we're also attracting slimmers who are in similar positions to us. But that is why we're here. If you recognize yourself in things that we're saying, then we are the right place and, space for you. And I think we need to be protective of that. Like you say, you start looking at your parents and you start looking ahead and thinking, how can I learn from that? And
Yes.
sometimes the weight gain, perimenopause weight gain and weight distribution is a kind of warning shot.
Yeah.
That's the beginning of the alarm bell going off, and you're like, okay, so I want to preserve muscle. I want to understand and not understand nutrition, but I want to understand the nutrition that works for me personally.
How my body
How
now
my body
works, because
works.
it works differently. The
Exactly.
weight distribution is different. The same weight that I am now that I was 2 years ago, my body does not look
Different.
the
No, you're
same.
a different shape.
Yeah, a
And
completely different
it's
shape. It's a whole new world. And that's why often, isn't it, women come to us and they are over 40 and they feel a little bit all at sea because nothing is really reacting or looking like it once did. And
no.
that can be a little bit disconcerting and you can feel
That's
like
where the
you can't
sneaky,
quite
sneaky
find your feet with it.
marketing also sneaks in. Why don't you just, do the injection and then it will all just go away? And of course, it doesn't all go away. And it is very effective for some people for weight loss.
Yeah.
But it's really kind of it's tried to do away with. I mean, it's tried to replace this conversation with an algorithm, with an app, with a chat bot. And it is. I think it's the least you deserve is the time and space for some really personalized. We are like PTs for your diet. We really get down to the nitty gritty of creating the right program for you right now. So it's acknowledging where you're at and really taking back that power in. Well, if you just worked a bit harder, if you just wanted it a bit more, if you just then everybody knows that this works, so we never need to have that conversation again. And it's like, no, 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 you deserve so much more than that. So that's what we're pitching. That's our stall that
Yeah,
we're
that's what we're
laying
saying.
out
Come
for
have the
2026.
conversation. If you're
Absolutely.
thinking, I'd like to speak to someone about that. I think I have an idea of what I want to do. Just come have the conversation about it and do it this side of Christmas. Just get it done, get a plan in place, a thought of where you're going to head so that you don't run into January feeling down on yourself about it with this nagging thing that you've got to do here. Just come and have the conversation and
Yes.
think about how we can make this work and make this easier on you. I had someone come to me yesterday and she was like, I want to have the conversation now. I want to get myself all prepped and I'm starting 1st of Jan, but I just want to know that I'm doing it and I can get it out my head. And then I can enjoy my Christmas season and then I can go. And like Nell said, we've got other slimmers who are
You're like,
also
I would
on
like to
plan,
lose, I
smashing it
would
out
like
the
to lose a
park,
kilo
being
a
like,
week
I'm
between.
loving it. Let's have a chat this week about how to deal with Christmas, what my plan actually is. And so wherever you are, it is just a conversation. It's
Yes,
just
I've
a
got people who've come
conversation.
along and gone, I'd like to lose a kilo a week. I'd like to lose a
Yeah.
kilo a week so that, we can all go out and buy Christmas presents and get that warm, fuzzy feeling. But then when the statement turns up with 39% APR in January and you think, oh shit, that's a lot of interest, it's actually a really good analogy because, a kilo a week now, it means you're not going into the new year in debt. That's all.
Yes.
We're not here to, I mean, yes, of course you can do a 2 week reset. It's never too late. Those conversations about menopause, there's conversations about strength training, crossing the midline. When at what age do we fall over and then it becomes having a fall?
Oh
The
yeah, we've had a
conversation.
lot. I've had a lot of those conversations with Nell in the
Oh, since
recent years.
hurting your ankle so badly, yes. But it is it where those conversations that you have with your friends about how the weight distribution and how that affects you, and then the conversations that you're having about where you'd like to be and what that looks like. We're kind of the Venn
Yeah.
of all of those, like they all overlap, and the little bit in the middle has got it's got our name in it. And
Oh,
ostensibly, we're
don't
here for
don't
the
do
one.
that on
Don't do
camera.
that on camera. Well, you did it back.
I know.
But the planning part. So we're not experts in absolutely every element of that, but the one-to-one, it says it in the name. Yes, we're here ostensibly for the weight loss, but because we are aware that it affects all of those other areas, you will find our name right there. And getting the weight off well will affect all of those other areas as well. And we're very good at just knowing a little bit about a lot of things so that we can bring it all together and make the right plan as well. So, it's a difficult one because, of course you come to us for the meal replacements, but you get all of that other stuff as well.
Exactly.
It
We love it. We love those conversations. We love helping you figure it out, come up with a plan, working with you. That is our passion. That is why we
Yeah,
do
it's the
this for.
opportunity for you to make the connection the power of planning ahead, but also thinking outside the box with some of those very generic kind of, have a planner. You don't come to me to tell you to have a planner and to know what's for dinner on
If
Friday.
you're
I mean,
like
I
me and
think
you've
you
got ADHD, I'm just going to tell you now, I'm going to head you up that planner that you're going to buy. It's not going to revolutionize your life. It's going to be too pretty. You're never going to write in it. Just saying,
I also
don't worry
don't
about it.
I don't know if it's not only the neurodivergent. I think even neurotypicals, we are all living incredibly busy, pressured lives. And, a lot of the people who will still be listening to this video, despite the waffling, it's not because they don't know. They probably
No,
already
it
got the
never
planner.
is.
They've already got the planner and something has already been, look at my fridge behind
Nell
me.
loves a planner. She loves
Things
a
put
great
over
planner.
things, put other over other things. Actually it's about being more inventive than that, working in a much more nuanced way, figuring out the way that it will work for you. So, as we approach the end of the year, yes, it's about the power of planning and but it's also about reflecting and on what hasn't worked this year, why you are where you are, or what has worked. How do we pull that together and move forward in a more positive direction? And I think that mindset shift is very important, to leave any guilt, shame, remorse. Oh my God, here we go again with the frickin' January. Leave that behind. And I think that is the difference between trying to go it alone and being very vulnerable in the new year, to the new year, new me, just got to hit it really hard.
Yep.
BS.
Pressure.
Pressure, thank you. And that is the power of change. So like I say, we're not experts in all of those areas, but we know enough to know what a tight spot that is. I think the call to action is to, like Heidi just said, have the conversation so that you're not searching around, looking at before and after pictures, trying to find the elusive motivation, that actually you've already got a bit of momentum by then
Yeah.
that you can then
You
pick
kind
up.
of you have a plan, you feel reassured, you're not so much in the panic-stricken state that we often go into New Year in, worrying about everything, feeling sluggish, feeling not good, and beating ourselves up, because that beating yourself up will have you stuck until spring.
I am very protective over that.
Me
Before
too.
before you know it, you're eating an iceberg lettuce and you've just paid a very expensive gym membership.
That
Do
you
any
went
of
to
those
once and it
things.
was too busy, and the man looked at you weird, and then you can't, too scared to go back. Don't ask me how I know. Also, I'm just going to head you up. If you were into numerology, a little birdie tells me the next year is number 1 year. It's the start of a 9 year circle. It is the year
Ah,
to make a change, to think about what you want for this next coming phase of your life and focus on the longevity of that.
okay.
2026 is
Oh, I
the
want to know
time
more
to
about
think about
that.
that.
Okay, right. 3 ways to survive the festive season without derailing your weight loss goals. Plan, don't
Pretend you
panic.
don't have family, stay home, lock yourself in your house. Just
Like Heidi just said, don't be Amazon priming any new stationery. Know the events that
go.
are coming up. We've said
Yeah.
this throughout the whole month. Decide in advance what you're going to enjoy. Don't be looking at the specials board. Who do you think you are? We're not being all, like, oh, what do I fancy? Too late. That ship has already sailed. Planning ahead will help you to keep it moderate. We're not saying
Yeah.
over deprive. It's just that planning puts you back in the driver's seat. It gives you that sense of control. It reduces those moments of, oh, I don't stand a chance. I don't have any autonomy or agency over my own. Yes, you do. Yes,
Yes.
you
And
do.
also,
You
because if you're
stand up for
eating out,
yourself and you hold
don't be
those
looking at a menu
boundaries,
hungry.
because nobody and making you eat things that you don't want to eat.
No.
Number two,
Yeah, don't be looking at a menu hungry. Know what you're having before you get there, for goodness sake.
yeah,
Make
get those slots
intentional
booked and have
choices.
it delivered, because I can't be going to the supermarkets unsupervised at the moment. What are you talking about?
No. Make intentional choices as well, because we all buy things for Christmas because it's just because. What do you actually want? Where is the couple of places you indulge and go, that is Christmas, I want to enjoy that with my family? Places where you're not bothered, you don't care that somebody else loves honey roasted cashew nuts, they're not your thing. Let's not buy them and indulge.
It's so funny
Like,
you'd say that. I had a conversation with my simmer this morning. I asked her, right, what are the non-negotiables? And she
yes.
said honey roasted cashew nuts.
I mean, me
They
too. That might
interested
be
to
why it
her.
came to my brain. But it is about choosing the one or two places where you're going to indulge, but also make the most of them. Because if you're not indulging everywhere, you're not spending as much money. So I had a slimmer one year who said, my non-negotiable is sitting around down with my mum just before Christmas having a mince pie, and it's a real occasion. But she said, what happens is I buy a 6 pack of mince pies and I eat them all. And I said, right, so we're not doing that. What we're going to do is you were going to go to the supermarket, you were going to find those luxury individual mince pie that you would never buy, that cost you like £5. And we're going to spend the money there instead. And you're going to make a thing of it. You're going to sit down intentionally to enjoy it so it's worth it, and make a moment of it. and not feel guilty about it and really make it work. Because there's nothing like wolfing something down that you should have enjoyed and then going, I don't remember eating. I don't even know if I enjoyed it. Make a moment of it, and then you won't worry about the other things quite so
This
much.
is why when you go for an afternoon tea and it's on a really pretty plate with a little paper doily and you get the tiny little cake fork and the, and you nurse it and it's an event. It's
Yes.
all the kind of psychology that goes into eating and it's a very experiential thing, isn't it? It's the sights and the smells and the sounds and the being with mummy and the whole thing. And it can go a long way. You're right, other than, six standing up at the kitchen counter straight out of the little tin foil and it's gone in a
Yeah.
moment.
Easy
Right.
done.
Number two, prioritize your protein. I know that's the most boring thing in the world, but that is because what I will say is, it's because I don't want you to take anything away. I don't want to take anything away from you, but I do want you to always look at everything and go, how can I add more protein? So it's not about filling your plate with, half full of veggies so that you can only fit a, no, not at all. It's chicken salad. It's not loads of iceberg and then a tiny little bit of protein keeps you full, it keeps you satisfied. It is that key to that satiety. It will playing it long all throughout the season. It will keep you really well protected. And so you can kind of go, oh, I know I can take or leave that bit. That's okay. You can still enjoy without overdoing it. So it's more than a decoy. You can still have the roast potatoes and you can have the Yorkshire. You can, but I want you to really concentrate on those macros and get more protein in. One of my slimmers this week told me that the way she did the mince pie was the mini luxury mince pies, heavily laced with brandy, with a thick Greek yogurt instead of
Yeah.
cream. It was that's what she did. She warmed it up so it can't, and then the cold and the yogurt and it melted and it was, and it was 123 calories, I happen to know. And she absolutely bloody loved it. So,
Yeah.
one of them, it ticked the box for all similar reasons. But what she did was she didn't deprive, she added protein.
Yes.
Makes all the difference. Three, I can know that Heidi can read my mind. Sorry, you were going to say something?
Oh, I had a number three, and now I'm worried they're not the same number three.
Oh my God, I've set it up like a game show. We have to write it down and then hold it up like on a Mr. and
Not
Mrs.
Mr. and Mrs. You say yours, and then I'll see if it's the same.
Three, two, one. Hydrate. Drink your
Oh yeah, no, it was
water.
something else. But now, because we played with that, I remember what it was. You go with hydrate, and I'll think about it.
Well, mine was
Oh, I
kind of a
know.
mood, hydrate, rest. Mine was kind of like a trifactor because, lists should be in threes, but also I'm going to cram three into the last three.
And I should have guessed hydrate because I spent all week saying to my slimmers, drink, make sure you're staying hydrated.
Water. Stay active. Go for that brisk walk on Christmas Day. Any movement. Don't just rot. I mean, rot by all means. Amanda Land is, on, and we've all got a plan for the Radio Times. But every short walk counts. Keep mobile. Stay hydrated. Your body will handle the indulgences that we're not going to not do better when it's moving and it's well fueled. And so, please just a few minutes of activity and all of those things I said at the beginning.
Exactly. And number three, part two, is just going to be think about the things you can swap out that are easy swaps. So a slimmer of mine this week said, Christmas morning, I'm going to make everyone hot chocolates. But what I'm going to do is make my shake hot, add a little bit of low fat squirty cream and a few mini marshmallows for 50 calories. Join in with everyone else. I won't feel like I'm depriving, and we'll have a
And
lovely
you just
time.
got a third of your RDA. Hello, smug badge.
Someone else is going to do the pancakes and their family are going to have normal pancakes. So it's thinking about places where you can just switch it out for something else. Like Nell said, Greek yogurt instead of the cream. It's those little places where you can make the small little tweaks that you won't really even notice and you'll still enjoy.
No, because
And
we're
they will
kind of
all
not
help the
taking
overall.
anything away. And I think that's what I was saying about all the messaging. The
Yeah.
messaging has gone super hard down you're just gonna stop.
You're just not going to eat.
You're just going to stop eating, right? It's all just going to. It's like, no, actually, I've done that, been there, done that, and
Because food is social, especially at Christmas. Yeah. You want to join in. You want to be with your family. It's a social event with humans. Food is part of that, and we are here to help you work out how to make it part of that in a healthy way.
There you go. That was like next week's video all smashed into one. We'll still be here next week. If there's one thing that we've learned is not to go quiet at this time of year. It's better if we stick together. And if you need to talk this through, if you need another set of eyes on the project, if you just want to get it off your chest and know that and talk to somebody that gets it, if you're just feeling like you're just overwhelmed by it all, give us a ring, reach out, DM us. We will just stick together.
Yes. All our contact details are always in the description box below. There is also just a straightforward booking link if you're like, can I just click and book in and see you? Yes, you absolutely can. Just click it below, get booked in. It's completely free. Have a chat. Let's see what we can do and where we're at. And we always love to see you. As always, we will see you again very soon. Have a good one. Goodbye.
Bye.